is a tractor trailer that, from what we understand, lost part of its axle, which was carrying part of a boom crane, and this crane is now hanging off this tractor trailer. What you need to know is 75 southbound at Delk Road, only one far left lane is open, and even though we didn't anticipate much of a rush hour, we have got major delays that are building now on 75 South. Either if you're off to the airport or maybe you are doing some traveling for the Thanksgiving weekend, just know right now 75 southbound, this is a scene happening right at Delk Road from the looks of it, and we had a couple of earlier shots from the Sky Tracker, and we could see this looks like it's going to take quite a while until they clear this up. Now let's go show you exactly what we're talking about on the map. We had trouble on 75 North near Delk Road. That was merely a stalled tractor trailer, not that big of a deal. That's been cleared, and then all of a sudden, this all started happening on 75 South at Delk Road. So your alternates, obviously, Highway 41, Cobb Parkway. That's your major alternate we like to give for I-75. Don't forget about Powers Ferry. Depending on where you're starting and where you got to go, Powers Ferry Road will give you some assistance as well, and the express lanes are open. They are heading southbound. They are wide open. If you've got the Peach Pass, go ahead and jump on those express lanes, as I'm sure you would have already. But just know 75 southbound at Delk Road. This situation with a tractor trailer. This is one of those monster tractor trailers carrying a crane of some sort. One of the big arms, this big boom crane, and it has been detached. We saw the axles of this tractor trailer upside down. So we've got a lot to clean up here, and only a far left lane is open. And of course, we know today is a huge travel day for Thanksgiving. In fact, as we look at the 7-day forecast for GDOT, last couple of days have been pretty standard stuff, nothing really out of the norm. But today, Wednesday, that is your heavy PM travel day. We're talking about between noon and 6 p.m. We're also saying, hey, add 30 to 45 minutes of travel time, especially if you're heading through downtown, heading off to the airport, maybe if you're cutting over 75, heading down through Clayton and Henry County, or even 75 northbound, maybe a lot of folks heading up towards Chattanooga. Thanksgiving and Friday, very light traffic. Don't expect a whole lot of anything. Saturday, a few folks will be coming back into town. And then, of course, Sunday is the big return day. So get ready for that. Of course, you'll see that heavy traffic unfolding probably up until about 8 p.m. at night. Yes, a lot of folks on 75 North from Locust Grove and McDonough all the way up towards Stockbridge. If you're familiar with that, if you live around here or you travel around here, just a heads up. Okay, now, if you are off to the airport, all roads south of I-20 in pretty darn good shape. We saw a little bit of traffic on the connector southbound getting around the Grady curve, but that's not going to stop you. The west side perimeter, the east side perimeter, downtown, your I-75 and I-85 rides are in really good shape. And this is the one thing that has been absolutely amazing, that we've been monitoring these security wait times, and the checkpoints are still less than 15 minutes. I know TSA was putting a lot more crews out there to help you get through this, and apparently so far it is working. Less than 15 minutes to get through security. All right, let's return to this major red alert. And again, I'll point out what we're looking at. I know this isn't the greatest camera. We're using a secondary backup system for our cameras, but what that arrow is pointing at right there is a tractor trailer that appeared to have lost several of its axles. This thing was carrying a big crane, and the boom, the arm of this crane, is now dragging and hung up on I-75 completely off that tractor trailer. So as you can imagine, they've got a lot to clean up. They've got to get some heavy duty wreckers out here. They've got to get the boom of that crane back on its truck, get those axles replaced somehow. So this one could be with us for a while. I'm not surprised if they don't start diverting traffic off of 75 South, maybe around the South Loop or even the North Loop, just to kind of alleviate some of that congestion. Because as you can see, if you look off in the distance with the big red arrow, only that far left travel lane is open along I-75 South right at Delk Road. In fact, I think we have some northbounders slowing down to take a peek at that, but then again, it's not something you see every day. And if you look on the top, the upper shelf there, that's the express lanes, your Peach Pass. Boy, it is good to have one of those right now because they are wide open, or Highway 41, Cobb Parkway. We've been keeping an eye on it, and the flow of traffic is not that bad. Obviously, it's bad on 75 where everybody is stopped. But right now, Cobb Parkway is not a bad alternate. Now, we know how 75, when there's trouble on 75 and we tell folks to get over to Highway 41 Cobb Parkway, we know how congested Cobb Parkway can get, how quickly that works. But right now, with that flow of traffic, if you're getting ready to head out of the house, or whether you're traveling to Grandma's for Thanksgiving or you got to go to the office, Highway 41 through Marietta from Kennesaw. Even if you're coming down from Ackworth or Woodstock, make sure you do that. Highway 41, Cobb Parkway, or Powers Ferry. Powers Ferry gives you brief relief from right around the loops there, the north and south loops. If you're familiar with Marietta, the north and south loop, and Roswell Road kind of cuts right through that. Or again, the express lanes are open. And this is the big travel day. We just mentioned that. Today is the travel day. Very heavy traffic expected later on during lunchtime, all the way up until about 6 p.m. This is when millions of folks are going to be taken to the roads. We've got some travel delays up to the northeast with some rain that Chesley's been telling us about. Thursday and Friday, you'll get yourself a little bit of a break. And then Saturday, we'll get back into a little bit heavier traffic. And then Sunday is the big return day. And that stays with us all the way until about 8 p.m. So let's be prepared. I keep checking the airport, and again, I am as shocked as the rest of you that the interstates are in fine shape. I'm not shocked about that, but that the security wait times are still less than 15 minutes at all checkpoints, international, north, the lower north, and what's the biggest surprise is that Main. They are moving that main line through Hartsfield-Jackson. Good news there. Bad news once again as we take one more look, and we're going to continue to update you at 11alive.com. So certainly keep checking in, but right now we have got a major red alert that is developed along 75 South at Delk Road with this tractor trailer. Somehow or another, these axles came dislodged from underneath, and then it was carrying this crane, one of these large boom cranes, and that too is now hanging off the side of that tractor trailer. They're leaving one travel lane open on 75 southbound as you're approaching Delk Road, but certainly the damage is done. And if you look a little bit further back, you could see a Hero truck there actually trying to cone off as much of that as he can to file that traffic in on the left hand. So they're actually making the merge for you. They may also try to divert some of that traffic off at the South Loop or the North Loop, but they're planning on this being here for quite a while, as we are. So we're going to continue to update you. If we need to throw in an update or two live on the air, we will, but we've also got you covered at 11alive.com. But again, a major situation on 75 southbound at Delk Road, and we are seeing some huge delays. So if you got to head through Marietta, not the place to be. Cobb Parkway, Highway 41 will get you around this one. The express lanes are open, or even Powers Ferry. We're going to have a lot more for you. The SkyTracker should go back up and get some more video, so we'll continue to update you on this again at 11alive.com. 75 South at Delk Road, only one far left lane is open.